Once a child star with a squeaky clean Disney image, Dylan Sprouse has grown up, and so have the rumors swirling around him. Behind the curtain of fame, marriage, and Instagram-perfect love stories, there's a darker tale playing out. One that fans are just starting to piece together. Accusations, deleted posts, cryptic responses, and now a reputation some say can't be salvaged. Today, we're diving deep into the unraveling legacy of Dylan Sprouse and why so many are calling him a serial cheater. This is more than just celebrity drama. It's a reputation in free fall. Let's get into it. A public betrayal. Dana Fraser eerie before there was Barbara Palvin, there was Dana Fraser. And back in 2017, everything seemed picture perfect. Cute bulldog, hip Brooklyn loft, matching aesthetics. But that picture cracked fast when Dana posted a tearful selfie to her story with the haunting words, "When you find out your BF cheated on you, the internet caught fire." And while Dylan stayed relatively silent at first, Dana's post didn't leave much room for interpretation. The pair had been together for several years. Fans adored their relationship, but the betrayal felt sharp, especially coming from someone with such a wholesome public image. Twitter exploded with reactions. Dylan cheated on Dana. Love isn't real. Didn't see this coming from him. Guess Cole wasn't the evil twin after all. Suddenly, everything people thought they knew about Dylan was up for debate. Dana's vulnerability laid bare what many believed was a betrayal not just of a girlfriend, but of public trust. The non-denial denial. Now here's where things get even murkier. Instead of flat-out denying the cheating accusations, Dylan took to Twitter with a series of vague and philosophical responses. He wrote, "By adhering to an assumption based on limited information, you neglect the complicated nature of this issue." Translation? He didn't say no. He didn't claim innocence. Instead, he leaned on ambiguity, telling fans there were two sides to every story and that the motivations behind those stories were private. But that only fueled more suspicion. If you didn't cheat, why not just say so? Why wrap your response in layers of abstract reasoning and emotional deflection? For many fans, this was a red flag, not because it was poetic, but because it wasn't honest. To many, this sounded like a roundabout confession, a way to soften the blow without taking full responsibility. And it didn't work. If anything, it made people angrier. The silence and spin were louder than a clear answer would have been. What followed was a steep decline in his credibility among loyal followers. A pattern emerges, and that's when fans started connecting the dots. This wasn't a one-time oops. People began revisiting older posts and comments from insiders and friends of the couple, and suddenly more stories surfaced. One user pointed out that Dylan and Cole were both known in certain circles for their questionable relationship behavior. Dana's roommate at the time, Bree Morgan, was dating Cole. She too allegedly faced cheating from her Sprouse twin. And it didn't stop there. Old Tumblr posts, archived tweets, whispered blind items. It all pointed to a larger pattern. One, in which the Sprouse twins, especially Dylan, had a habit of betraying their partners. The fans who used to rally behind their artistic ventures began questioning what went on behind the scenes. The image of Dylan as the quirky, artsy Brooklyn boyfriend shattered. Fans who once gushed over his Instagram photography and indie film projects were now calling him out. If the same allegations keep surfacing with different partners and at different times, it's hard not to see a trend. Enter Barbara Palvin, the model wife. Fast forward to the era of Barbara Palvin, a world-renowned supermodel. Stunning, successful, and seemingly head over heels for Dylan. Their relationship quickly became couple goals, red carpet appearances, cozy home life glimpses, and eventually, a fairy tale wedding in a small village in Budapest. But even fairy tales have shadows. Before the couple could celebrate their first wedding anniversary, whispers turned into headlines. Rumors circulated that Dylan had cheated again. This time, the alleged affair was with a 17-year-old content creator known under the handle Go and Sip With Us. And just like that, the fairy tale cracked. To many, it wasn't just a betrayal of Barbara. It was a betrayal of every fan who believed Dylan had finally grown up, and the age of the alleged third party raised additional eyebrows. Suddenly, it wasn't just about infidelity. It was about maturity, morality, and accountability. Section 5. Social media silence and red flags. Barbara didn't say much, but her actions spoke volumes. She removed Dylan's last name from her social media. She arrived solo at the Cannes Film Festival, an event they were supposed to attend together. And she posted a silent video featuring Dylan with no caption, no context, just tension. To fans, this wasn't just a coincidence. Many saw it as the same playbook Dana had followed years before. Silent clues, visual heartbreak, and no denial from Dylan. It became a digital breadcrumb trail of heartbreak. The silence was louder than words. Fans began to speculate that she was navigating heartbreak behind the scenes and trying to maintain composure in public. And while some held out hope, others believed they were watching the beginning of another painful ending. Blind items and fan speculation. Blind items started pouring in. While the significant other is away, the twin actor will play a lot. Fans quickly decoded it. Dylan. Again. Comment sections lit up with reactions. I don't believe it. He just got married. He cheated on Dana. Why wouldn't he cheat now? She's so out of his league, I don't get it. Why do women keep giving this man chances? Others dug up stories from college visits where Dylan was reportedly flirting hard with local students. To many, the pieces were adding up, and the conclusions weren't flattering. This wasn't about rumors anymore. It was about a track record, one that continued to deepen with each new fan story. Section 7. Dylan Sprouse ruined my life. Goes viral, then came the posters. In the middle of New York City, people spotted signs on lampposts and phone booths with a simple, jarring message. Dylan Sprouse ruined my life. Here's his phone number. Have fun. People actually dialed the number, and many said the voicemail sounded exactly like Dylan. Cue the internet frenzy. But it turns out, this one had a twist. It was part of a marketing campaign for Dylan's new movie, The Duel. The plot? A guy who ruins his best friend's life by sleeping with his girlfriend? Art imitating life? Or life imitating art? Either way, the PR stunt backfired. Fans weren't laughing. They were rolling their eyes. Why use an image of betrayal when you're actively trying to fight off cheating rumors? The campaign felt tone deaf, especially given the timing. It left many asking, who's advising this man? A history of fast relationships. Dylan has always been fast-moving when it comes to love. Way back in 2010, he briefly dated actress Kathleen Herles. Rumor has it, she also dated his brother Cole. Awkward. Then came Cara Crane, whom he met while filming The Sweet Life. That didn't last long either. With Barbara, it was instant chemistry. He allegedly DM'd her on Instagram, and they started texting that same day. 4 months later, they were meeting in China for their first date. But now, that same Instagram playbook he used to win Barbara's heart, fans are wondering if it's also how he finds new flings behind her back. From whirlwind romances to public heartbreaks, Dylan's love life reads like a tabloid novel. But how much of it is real? And how much is image control? The child star. Double standard. There's also another layer to this story, how Dylan reacts to criticism. In the past, when fellow child stars like Joe Jonas opened up about their trauma, Dylan dismissed them as bratty. More recently, when Yimten, quiet on set, exposed the abuse happening behind the scenes of children's TV shows, Dylan rolled his eyes, saying he finds that kind of vulnerability annoying. This attitude hasn't helped his case. To many, it shows a pattern, not just of infidelity, but of lacking accountability. Whether it's relationships or public image, Dylan seems more focused on defending himself than reflecting. His dismissiveness only amplifies the disconnect between who he was and who fans hoped he'd become. Section 10. Once a cheater, always a cheater. So here we are, a man once adored for his Disney charm, now facing repeated allegations of betrayal. And this time, it's not just whispers. It's stories, posts, patterns, posters, videos, silent red carpets, cryptic tweets, and a very public unraveling. For fans, the heartbreak isn't just about the cheating, it's about the illusion being shattered. The belief that someone could grow up in the spotlight and still turn out grounded. Now, that belief feels naive. Is Dylan a victim of his own fame, or is he simply showing us who he's been all along? And what happens next? Will fans forgive and forget, or has the final curtain fallen on his sweet life? The end of the sweet life? At the end of the day, Dylan Sprouse isn't just the guy from that show we all loved. He's a man with a messy past, complicated choices, and a growing crowd of critics watching every move. Will he clean up his act? Or will more stories come out as time goes on? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the sweet life is officially over. And the truth, it's getting messier by the minute. Until next time, Celebrew fam. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay tuned for more celeb chaos.